Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Hello there. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. I am so excited to be here with you. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with my illustrious co-host, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land. Where have you been, Steven?
I know. Well, actually, you've had my alter, Mr. Brian Ramsey, on.
Saw that.
I did. I've been on vacation, everybody. Actually, I went to see my son graduate college. So yeah. So we traveled down to the Kansas City area. We were outside Kansas City, but and stuff. So it was great. I have to give a giant kudos to Mr. Brian Ramsey for filling in for me. Thank you from Three Geeky Dads. Great job. I enjoyed the whole thing. I enjoyed the jokes at my expense. No, I'm just kidding.
You mean the clown shoes jokes?
The clown shoes was good. Brian talking about being my altar, which that was funny. Speaking since it was the Moon Knight episode, that was hysterical. And also kudos to Brian and Brian from Three Geeky Dads, but also to Zig from Nerdery Murdery. You know, I did listen to the Doctor Who episode, and everybody knows I'm not a Doctor Who fan. It's not that I'm not a fan. Let me rephrase that. I just haven't.
You haven't watched it.
Right. I haven't watched it. So
no,
it was interesting. Some parts were hard to follow at times. So I was like, no, wait a minute. What is this? But for those of you who are Doctor Who fans, I'm sure you guys were all over it. So I enjoyed it. It was like a double crossover. It was great. Everybody just did a great job. And I will say, I am looking forward to the future crossovers because you guys talked about doing some like specific episode. There was so much you wanted to cover that you didn't get to, and
you're talking almost 60 years worth of Doctor Who. You know, it's kind of hard to cover a whole lot in just one single episode. So
right,
I tried to do kind of an overall. You know, I gave a little bit of a history of the show and how the show began. I thought it'd be fun for each of us to talk about our favorite doctors, both classic and quote unquote new Who that's not so new anymore. I mean, the new show is almost 20 years old itself. So it's hard to say new anymore, but
right.
Distinguish the two, you say classic and new Who. So
you're right.
So yeah, we made sure and covered as many smaller topics and shoved it into one show.
Yep. And it was good. But I look forward to hearing more of the details because I know there's more you guys wanted to talk about and get into and stuff. So it was interesting. I'll say, so nice job, Brian. Thank you. My alter.
Brian did a great job. Yes. Thank you guys for being on. I really appreciate it. Brian was so kind stepping in as a co-host to begin with. I asked him about 2 or 3 weeks before you went on vacation because I was trying to make plans for how we would cover things while you're gone. And and I threw out the idea of House of M, so that would kind of continue our road to Multiverse of Madness.
Yes, yeah.
And then Brian was like, "Okay, well, what are we going to do for the second week?" And I'm like, "That I don't know yet." And he goes, "No, the other geeky dads, they don't like Doctor Who, so I don't get to talk Doctor Who on our show. How about we talk Doctor Who?" And I'm like, "Oh, that sounds great. I'll And then I threw that out there, and I mentioned it to Zig. Zig's like, pick me. So I had to have Zig on, and he was a blast. He was so fun. So,
yeah, it was great.
It was a good episode.
It was good. And Megan, I loved your input to the Doctor Who episode too as well.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was wondering if I was chopped liver.
Oh,
no.
Megan had a lot of insight into it too, and
You did. I actually I enjoyed one of the things about the Doctor Who episode that I really enjoyed was how you always said your first Doctor was your favorite Doctor. You know, it always seems to be that way, but that was it was interesting the conversation that you guys had, Megan, you and your dad about that, which I found fascinating. And I thought, well, I wonder if I started watching it, does that mean the Jodie Whittaker one would be my favorite if I started watching?
Well, I mean, if you started watching, it depends. You know? First of all,
No, I just remember you guys saying that it wasn't that she was a woman doctor. It was the issue that it was bad writing.
That's my statement.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I appreciate that. It's just bad writing. You all agreed it's been bad writing for that show.
I was so disappointed with Chris Chibnall. Chris Chibnall's the showrunner, the latest showrunner. And, I was slightly excited when I heard he was coming in to take over the show because one, he's a lifelong Doctor Who fan, so okay, well, he knows the material; it's going to be good, And he wrote Broadchurch, and I loved Broadchurch. I thought that was a great show. And so I was excited, and then I watched like 3 episodes, and I just
couldn't get into it.
I didn't like it at all. Not my Doctor Who. And then and some things that have happened since then, and I'll admit I have not watched the episodes, so I won't really comment on them. But I will say that I have heard very bad things about specific episodes that in my opinion, from what I've heard and from what I understand, have completely ruined the history of the show. And to me, you don't do that. You don't screw the history of Doctor Who. So that's just my take on it. So
real quick,
Doctor Who today.
We are not, but I want to give Brian, I see that you're on. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much for filling in for me. I've said it before, but I don't know if you heard it at the beginning, but I just want to say thanks. The chair is mine once again, he says. Well, true. Today we are all this work that we've done, all these episodes that we've done and things that we've watched all the way through have culminated into today, the Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. And Mike, I just want to say on air publicly, thank you. Because you were like, Steven, you got to watch this, this, and this. And even the 3 Geeky Dads said, Steven, you need to watch this, this, and this. And that's what we had to do. And after watching Doctor Strange, and we'll get into it in a minute, I was thankful for everything that everybody had recommended that we should watch.
Cool.
Because I spent the whole movie with my wife going, now what's going on? Who's that now? What's happening now? Troy got so frustrated with Kelly. He's like talking through the whole movie, kind of a thing. She didn't. That's an exaggeration, but it was kind of funny. And I even tried to give her a heads up on WandaVision before out on the way to the theater and stuff. So
cool.
But yeah, but big thanks to you, 3 Geeky Dads, because it was needed and it was worth it. And thanks, Brian. Brian says, anytime, Steven, it was a pleasure. I had big shoes to fill. Well, thank you.
They were big clown shoes.
Big clown. That's right.
Now I can say it. You're on the air with me, so.
Yeah, you're not doing it behind my back. No, I'm just kidding. I got
a little nervous when I made that joke the first time. It's like,
no, it was totally fine. No, it was great. It was good. So I really appreciate it. So one of the things I want to do though is
Brian was a great co-host, by the way.
He was. I enjoyed it. I was able to pop in from time to time, but then I went back and listened to the podcasts.
Yeah, we saw you pop in. We commented a couple times.
You did. It was so funny because you guys were like, you're supposed to be driving. Get your hands on the wheel, and it was kind of funny because I was like, oh yeah.
So wait a minute. Were you driving?
Not at that point, but there were times where we were driving. Let me tell you, I think I spent 3/4 of my vacation money on gas.
Well, I believe that.
We did over 3,000 miles
Moly.
for the whole trip. We drove a lot. I tell you, last Wednesday, I was over it.
Like, you drove from Montana to Kansas City.
We did. That's just over 1,000 miles.
Okay, I was curious. Wow, 1,000 miles. So how long did that take?
16 hours.
I don't know if I could do it anymore. You know, when I was younger, I could do that 16 hours drive, and
Right.
that wouldn't even faze me.
Right.
Now I'm having to stop, take a break, go pee. I had to go pee back then too, because I'd be just downing Dr. Peppers on the way.
Yeah.
But I'll stop and stretch my legs now. It's like, I can't do that. Can't.
Well, the nice thing is every time we got gas, that's what we did. We stretched, went peed, finished a snack or something. Yeah.
So we do have some Marvel news that dropped.
Yes, please talk about this. Yes.
We had a new trailer drop for the upcoming SheHulk show. Going to be on Disney Plus. I don't know if they announced a date yet. Anyway, SheHulk is a character that I'm not like a huge fan of, but I'm interested in the character. I like her. But she's cool in the comic books. Now, she's had a couple different runs. She's been similar to Moon Knight, where the run has been canceled and restarted a few times. The one thing I like is her original first issue kind of matches the original first issue of the Hulk, which I think is cool.
Wait, you mean you're talking about this episode reminds you of the first issue?
No. The first issue, comic book issue of SheHulk, the first one.
Okay.
I should have looked up what year that came out, but I don't know. I want to say early 80s, maybe late 70s. Anyway, it matches the cover of the first original Hulk comic book. It
paralleled it. The neat. Okay.
Yeah, it's a George Lucas thing, it's like poetry. It rhymes. I haven't done that in a while. I've never been here, and I haven't done it in a while.
1980.
Oh, nice. Okay, so I was right, early 80s. So
great job, Megan.
That one came out. Look up that cover, for anyone who's interested. It's a cool cover. Anyway, one of the other things I always thought interesting about the SheHulk, in her second run, it was a little more comedic, and she was self-aware. And I will say she's the first comic character I know of that I was very cognizant of, that was self-aware in the comic books. She knew.
You mean like a Hulk character?
Well, she knew
self-aware.
She knew that she was a comic character in a comic book.
Oh, it broke the fourth wall.
It broke the fourth wall.
The first one that broke the fourth wall. Okay.
See, a lot of people credit Deadpool with that, saying Deadpool was the first self-aware character.
Right.
But SheHulk was the one that I knew of being. And Brian's got it right here. She was no longer the Savage SheHulk.
Oh, good call. Okay.
First one was called Savage SheHulk, and then the second one,
she became the Sensational SheHulk.
Right.
I love this S alliteration we're doing. Savage SheHulk, Sensational SheHulk.
And I don't know if in the first run she was a lawyer. In the second one, in Sensational, she's the lawyer, which is what we see.
That's what we see in the trailer. Yeah.
Yep.
I like how we're doing. Everybody, just so you know, if you're just checking in, we're kind of doing news stuff first, and then we'll get into our topic.
Yeah.
Because there's some things that I even want to talk about. But I liked the trailer. People were giving it poo-poos for like saying that, oh, the special effects aren't good. I'm thinking, look fine to me.
I mean, she's green.
Right?
I don't know. She's green. She's big.
It's not easy being green. Sorry. And I think it.
I didn't see a lot of special effects in it to be honest. I mean, you had the scene where she's jumping, and it was like,
Right.
okay, so you see her up in the air. I mean,
Mhm.
really? I mean, I don't know. I don't think we've seen enough to judge the special effects.
Agreed. Agreed.
I
Yep.
say wait for this. I'm waiting for the show. I'm waiting.
Yep.
I'm excited about the show. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks fun. Yeah, a lot of
Mhm.
people are downing it, saying, it's the whole what is it, the women taking over the MCU, and okay, there's a bit
Nah.
of that. I agree, there is a bit of that, but She-Hulk has been around for years. It's not like She-Hulk. It's not like they took the Hulk and said, "Oh, we're going to make him a girl."
Right.
The character's been around for decades, so
Yeah.
screw it.
Yep.
I want to see it. I want to see it. It looks interesting.
Have they seen the Lou Ferrigno show from the 70s? I'll take these effects any day. That's Brian chiming in.
That's for my wife. Given 110%. That's a little joke for her.
Hey, what's it
when I get out of this podcast?
Yeah. What was it? Was it Lou Ferrigno? He was there when we were in St. Louis. I remember because
Yeah, he was.
yeah.
I wanted to meet him, actually. It would have been funny.
It would have been. There's Brenda, 110%.
So Lou Ferrigno was on Celebrity Apprentice years ago.
Yeah.
We used to watch Celebrity Apprentice all the time. And Lou Ferrigno, which I was excited. I was a big fan of the Hulk in the 70s. I loved the Hulk. I thought it was a great show. But Lou got a little annoying because every time he was on camera, he said, "I'm giving it 110%. 110%. It would drive my wife insane. So then it just kind of became a joke around our house, 110%, 110%. So yeah, when we went to that Comic-Con, there was part of me that wanted to meet him so I could see if I could get him to record on my phone, say, so just get him to record, "This is Lou Ferrigno and I'm giving it 110%." And I
That'd
was
be awesome.
like my phone message, so when you called me and left a message, that's what you would get. just for Brenda.
That is funny.
But unfortunately, it didn't happen. We didn't meet Lou Ferrigno, but
Yep. Angie said, "I heard he is a jerk." I don't know. I haven't met him. But Brian just comes back and says, "Mark and I met him at RI Comic-Con this past fall. I think we made him mad." Uh-oh. There's probably a story in there somewhere.
Well, hopefully, Brian, you and Mark gave it 110%.
That's it.
All right. So enough fun at Lou Ferrigno's expense.
Right. Oh, we wanted autographs, and when it came time to pay, it was cash only, but we didn't have cash.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you should take cash.
Who takes cash with them anymore, though? In all openness.
Yeah, when you're at an event, I mean,
hey, there's a thing called Square.
Yeah.
It just swipe it on your phone and be good.
Okay. So we went and seen Striper Thursday night in concert. For those who don't know, Striper is a Christian metal 80s metal band, which is awesome, by the way. And yes, they are still rocking at 60 years old. Anyway, and my daughter went to buy a t-shirt, and she hardly ever carries cash. I had cash on me. I paid for mine in cash, and she asked, "Can I pay with the card?" And the girl said, "I just got the Square last night."
Oh, nice.
So some people still take cash.
Yay!
It is American currency, by the way. So
Yep. Well, hey, everybody, just give everybody a heads up. Just before we went on, my internet crashed to the whole house. So if I have internet issues, I totally apologize. I may have to pop in or out or something like that. So just giving a heads up. So Mike, I know that may be crazy for you for editing. I apologize now.
Yeah, we'll work something out. So
yep.
You said you wanted to mention something in the news too.
I do. So everybody, if you haven't seen our Facebook page, please go check it out because Mike does all kinds of memes and it's hysterical. I love it. But he also posts stuff from other sites. And Three Geeky Dads had posted that there was a certain podcast on Spotify that passed up Joe Rogan, and I was like, "What?" And Mike, I'm so glad that you shared that on our page. And it was this new show, Batman Unbound. Or no, Unburied. Excuse me, Batman Unburied. And so I thought, well, I'm at work. I listen to podcasts while I'm working and stuff. And I was like, well, hey, I think I'll check this out. All right. Three Geeky Dads say, I was reading their comments and they were saying how it was good and stuff. Let me tell you, I binged that thing, whatever I could. I started on Wednesday and I listened to 2 episodes. Then I listened to the other 4 on Thursday. I mean, and I was just, this is really good. It is a radio drama par excellence. I mean, it's really good. I mean, they do some sound effects in there that just kind of make you go, kind of cringe and because of the actions and stuff. Brian says they drop 2 episodes every Tuesday. Yes. So right now there are 6 episodes out. And there's going to be 10 total. I looked it up because I was like, oh, how many is there going to be? And I first thought it was an Elseworld story. And so when you first hear it, you're like, oh, this is an interesting take on Batman. I like this, Bruce Wayne and stuff. And then the story really gets unfolding and it is crazy. But let me tell you, the cast for this is phenomenal. So the guy, I think it's the guy who was in Black Panther, if you watch Black Panther, the guy that was heading up the clan that lived in the mountains away from everybody else at Wakanda. So
no. If Theron was on, I know he'd know. Theron's,
yeah. So that actor plays Bruce Wayne / Batman and is really good. I really enjoy his take on it. I really do. Jason Isaac, who was if you watched Harry Potter series, he was Malfoy's dad. Brian says yes, the guy who played M'Baku, he was great. Great Bruce Wayne. Winston Duke. Thank you, Brian. Holy moly, he's on it. Jason Isaac plays Alfred. Another actor, well known. I can't even think of his name. He was in Fringe, and some other shows. Plays Thomas Wayne, which is really good.
So wait. Do we have both Bruce and Thomas Wayne in this?
Yes, we do, and it's good. It's really good. So, I just want to say that,
like Thomas Wayne in Flashpoint?
No.
Oh,
nope.
Okay.
Right. Nope. I thought that at first.
Batman. Thomas Wayne Batman is one of my favorite iterations of Batman. So, in fact, right now, Flashpoint Beyond is happening in the comic books, and I've been buying those. And
have you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. We're gonna end up doing. Yeah. Brian's like no spoilers.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling it, but we will be doing episodes.
Okay, good. I'm excited. Okay, so I just want to say publicly to Three Geeky Dads, thank you so much for posting that because I have thoroughly enjoyed. Each episode's about 20 minutes, and then the last 5 minutes are the whole list of everybody who's in it, who produced it, who stars in it, that kind of stuff. So you can actually, skip that part. Say that again.
Skip the last 5 minutes of the
yes. Brian says he thought it was an Elseworld story. I did too. Save it for the podcast. I love it, Brenda. Brenda says save it for the podcast. Yeah. So if you get a chance to listen to it, I highly recommend it. It is funny because each episode starts with a disclaimer that it is for mature audiences. And it is. So I just give a heads up. And but it is really worth the time. And all. So just thanks for Geeky Dads. Thanks for and we'll probably once that finishes, I'm sure we'll do an episode dedicated to that.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
when you and I are doing pre-show, which there's a few things we forgot to do in pre-show, but anyway, we were too busy catching up since you've been off for the last 2 weeks.
Right.
But you had mentioned that you kind of wanted to do a like the three geeky dads do. What's making your geek flag fly? So was that your what's making a geek flag fly moment, or was that our news?
I just calling it news. I don't want to copy them because I like how they do that.
We didn't have a name for it, so yeah.
We didn't have a name. We just called it news.
Well, wait a minute, was this the news section or was this? I don't know. I was confused. Anyway.
Right.
If we're doing a geek flag fly moment, then my geek flag flying is the Striper concert. So, which I posted some pictures up on our Facebook page. You can go see all three, me, Megan, and Angie attended the concert, and listener Roger went with us too. And Striper was just phenomenal, as they always are. So if you're into music and if you like Christian music, they're a Christian heavy metal band, and they rock. They're amazing. So
right, they're really good. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for sending the clips too. I was like, oh, I know that song. Oh, I know that song too.
Yeah, I was sending you and listener John Keller pics and videos all through the show.
Yep.
Because I know John's a huge Striper fan too.
Yep.
So.
Hey, give me just a second. I'm going to go out and come back in. My audio is sounding funny, so I'll be right back. Hang on a second. So talk about Striper. And what we're going to be doing, because what comes out next Friday? Talk about that.
Oh, I almost forgot. Okay.
Right.
So while Steven's going in and out, first of all, we are going to discuss Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness today. Steven got to see it Thursday night, I believe, and we went and re-seen it last night because it'd been a couple weeks since I'd watched it. So I was like, I need a refresher on this thing. So we did that. But next week, we are going to start covering Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Kenobi! Oh, speaking of which, Sam Witwer is in Batman Unburied.
Oh, really?
Yep, he's a voice. Yeah, I won't say who he is. So
okay, here you go. Speaking of Sam.
Kenobi. Kenobi!
That is Sam Witwer as Darth Maul from Rebels. I think that's which it was.
Yep. Man, we're going to be playing that clip a bunch.
Hello there. Oh, I can't wait for Kenobi. Kenobi's going to be fantastic, I think.
Yep. I am glad that they're going to drop 2 episodes because you know me and griping about one episode's not enough to start some of these.
Sure, gotcha. I'm sad it's only going to be 6 episodes long, though.
Yeah.
Like, are they going to be able to cram the story in 6 episodes? Because the way they're talking, this is all we get. We don't get. There's not going to be a season 2. At least that's the way they're talking. I know things can change, but
right.
I'm looking forward to Ewan putting on the Kenobi costume again, picking up the lightsaber again, and I know a lot of people. I know they poo-poo on Hayden Christensen, but I
like Hayden Christensen.
I do too. I am looking forward to Hayden Christensen reprising his role as both Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader, because I am adamant. I believe we are getting flashbacks to Obi-Wan and Anakin, and I think that is going to add. Oh, we need to watch Revenge of the Sith.
Right. Wait. Are we gonna? Oh, what about the Revenge of the Sith special edition that we have?
Do you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it. You bet.
Oh, well,
that's 3 hours. That's a 3-hour tour right there.
3-hour tour. Actually, I think it's closer to 4.
I think you're right. I think it is 4 hours. We'd have to do several intermissions for our old age. I gotta go pay.
All right, we'll talk about that after the show.
We'll talk about that. But also, even Angie said we should do a launch party or like a watch party for Kenobi. Oh, Brian saying special edition. Do tell. So,
Sorry, we're talking amongst ourselves.
right. And why does my name say Angie? Good call. I will edit that real quick because Angie was the last one to come in. And then when I came in, it saved the name. So there we go.
Oh,
thank you.
I didn't
Thank you, Brenda. So supporters only high. I just noticed that. So Brian, a couple of years ago, in fact, it was
last year. It was because it was
it was before we did the podcast.
Well, yeah,
because it was the pre-version of us doing the podcast.
Sure.
Because we watched it together and talked about it as we were doing it and stuff.
Yeah, it was our practice.
It was our practice. It is probably the conception of the podcast before the birth of the podcast.
Right. Yeah.
And all. So there was a guy online. I don't know how we got connected with it or not, but there was a guy online who
on Facebook somewhere.
Yeah, he edited Revenge of the Sith with the overlapping episodes of
Rebels.
Not
Rebels.
Clone Wars.
The Clone Wars.
Clone Wars.
It was the
Clone Wars and Rebels, because he also put in. Wasn't there?
Yeah, no, that was a bonus scene for Clone Wars.
Okay. So it was with Clone Wars. He did music and everything. It was seamless.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It was fabulous. So he did it for free because of copyright laws and stuff like that. But I sent him money to say thank you for the work that he did because I really enjoyed it. And we were able to download it.
Yeah.
And so, but you can't find it anymore. So, so it's about 3.5, probably 3.5 hours. And so, I would,
in my opinion, it enhances Revenge of the Sith. I think it makes Revenge of the Sith an even better movie.
It's much more better. We're drinking much more better. I'll let you drink first.
I haven't said that.
Right?
See you go away, and my taglines go away.
It's all good. It's all good. So, all right. So here's the dealioso, everybody. We got Kenobi coming. Let us figure out about doing watch parties, what that looks like. We'll let everybody know on our Facebook page what that may look like. And if you're able to make it, great. If you're a supporter at any level, $2.
Yep, $2 get you on the Discord. I think Steven just froze up. So, if we'll announce on the Facebook if we're going to do the watch party or not, and if we do, it'll be through Discord. Like Angie said, $2, less than a cup of coffee. Excellent, very good. So yeah, we'll talk about when we're going to do that. That's something we have to work out timing and stuff because I'm going to work this next week, so I'm not sure exactly when I'm available and when he's available, and we'd kind of like it to be before Kenobi, which would be on Friday. I have no idea what that was, but anyway, so Kenobi's coming up. We will be definitely covering Kenobi. Also next week, Theron Lowry is coming back to join us. We haven't had Theron on in a while. I'm excited about Theron coming back, and we are going to cover Miles Morales, Spider-Man, for a little bit. Apparently, Venom has finally showed up in the Miles Morales Spider-Man universe, and I'm kind of excited about that because I am a big fan of Venom, and Theron's a huge fan of Miles Morales Spider-Man. He's a huge fan of Spider-Man in general. So when I saw that Venom had finally appeared in the Miles Morales universe, I talked to Theron and I'm like, dude, we gotta cover this on the show. So we're gonna read that comic book over this week, and we are going to come back and discuss that with Theron next week. So I'm looking forward to that. That's something else that we got coming up. Beyond that, I'm not sure what we have. I thought we were doing Shazam 2, but I think that got pushed back again. I'm not 100% sure. I think originally it was supposed to be coming out June 2nd, and now I'm not seeing any ticket sales for it because I was getting ready to buy tickets for it, and I'm excited about Shazam 2. It looks pretty good. So beyond that, I'm not sure. Steven and I got to discuss what's coming up. So, Doctor Strange. I can't get into it too much because he's not back yet, obviously. There he is.
It's probably going to go out again. Everybody, what's really happening is I'm having DNS server issues with my internet service provider and all kinds of stuff. So I apologize. My bad. We'll get it situated. Okay.
I just told him about some upcoming stuff like Theron joining us next week for Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Yes.
What, Megan?
For Shazam.
Shazam 2?
Yeah, it's been pushed back to the 16th of December.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was supposed to be June 2nd, but I'm not seeing ticket sales for it. And so we're not going to be covering Shazam in a couple weeks. So,
it was supposed to come out.
Yeah, it was supposed to. Actually,
that.
It was supposed to come out April 1st, which I thought was a terrible date anyway. Why would you release a movie on April Fools? That's just, to me, it just sounds like a bad idea.
It does sound like a bad idea. It does. So, okay.
All right, let's get into Doctor Strange, though.
Yes, man, it has been great catching up.
We missed you, Steven.
Yeah. All right. Well, all right, my friend. What's our scoring system? What do you want to do out of 10?
Ooh, man, I should have been thinking about this last night. I went and saw the movie last night, and
right, I saw it Thursday night, everybody. So I did not see it while I was on vacation. So I came back, so I wanted to be fresh for today. I'm pretty excited. You know what we should do is dark holds. That's what we should do.
Okay. All right, we can go.
You like that, or you want to do something different?
I was leaning towards Zombie Strange, but
ooh, how many zombie stranges do we have? I like that.
Spoiler
I
alert.
love me some Zombie Strange, by golly. That was great. So I will give it, I'm actually going to give it 8 out of 10.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I love the movie and I hated the movie. So I'm going to get into that. I thought overall it was a good story. You know me and multiverse stuff. I don't like multiverse stuff, but this multiverse story made sense. It was good writing. It was multiverse was, yes, part of the storyline, but it wasn't changing what was happening in the storyline, if that makes sense. It was a theme in the story, but it wasn't a character in the story. It's probably a better way to say that.
Gotcha.
So I thought it was good overall. I was surprised by some things I really enjoyed. One thing in particular, absolutely hated.
I'm dying to find out what this is.
Yeah, and then I loved the cameos. Loved them immensely. I thought they were fantastic. All of them. All of the cameos I loved and stuff. So it was really good. I'm at 8. All right, Mike, what's your score, my friend?
I will go an 8 too. I was thinking about this last night because we went and re-seen it since it's been over 2 weeks since we saw it, and
right.
Yeah. And since you went on vacation, we couldn't cover it then. And I was thinking about it last night. I really enjoy this movie, and watching it a second time, I'm like, I like this movie, and this movie's kind of crapped on lately, and I
shouldn't be.
I don't get it. I think it was good. I think the effects were great.
Effects were great.
I love the monster at the beginning. The monster is great at the beginning.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He was awesome. So I like that. And I've become, I wouldn't say Doctor Strange is one of my favorite characters, but I've really come to like the character of Doctor Strange. And
that's what Kelly said on the way out. She really likes the character Doctor Strange.
Yeah, me too. So, and I've really enjoyed Cumberbatch's portrayal of him. He just embodies Strange so well,
Yes.
I mean, it's almost like Iron Man, I just can't see anybody else playing the role, So with that said, yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought the special effects were great. I thought the story was really good. Um, majority of the characters I really enjoyed in this film. So yeah, I will go an 8 out of 10 zombie stranges. 8 zombie
Yeah, Zombie Stranges, love it, love it. Brenda gives it an 8.5. Angie gives it 7 out of 10. Anybody else, if you want to put in what your score is, Megan?
I didn't want to come until you were actually talking about it.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
I say 9 out of 10, and it would have been 10 out of 10, but they're missing one line. They messed up one line.
They messed up one line. I'm curious. What's that one line? You got me. What happened?
He wants to hear a particular line.
Yes. Do I go into it?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
I wanted, instead of him saying no shit genius, he should have said no shit Sherlock. With having both Robert Downey Jr. and Benedict Cumberbatch in the same movie, and not having anything to do with Sherlock Holmes, and then they gave him literally the line almost word for word minus the Sherlock.
Right. Yep.
That would have been good.
I know.
Okay. Angie's coming in.
Okay, so to clarify what had happened, I looked over at Meg and was like, that's not the line. I was like, he didn't say the line right. And she was like, yeah.
I said this the night before.
Well, yeah.
Kind of upsetting.
Megan has wanted that line ever since Cumberbatch has come into it, actually.
Yes.
You know, so,
yes.
Yeah.
I was very mad.
I knew she was going to say that. I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I give it 7 out of 10, among a few other things. But
sure. Okay. Love it. Brian, let's see. Brian says, since Iron Man's death, Doctor Strange has sort of become the anchor for the MCU, the elder statesman, if you will. You guys agree with that?
That's a good statement.
I think so too.
Not
I think that's insightful.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see where they go from here, considering we lost a lot of the original Avengers and the original MCU Avengers anyway.
Right.
A lot of them. So, and I know they're gearing up to things and stuff. I'm having a hard time believing it's going to live up to what we've seen already, but we'll see. I'm not yet.
Yeah, I think you're onto something, Mike. I think we've seen the peak of the MCU and storytelling and stuff, but I still think we're going to get good stories and fun stories and stuff. I don't think it's on a downward hill, but I agree with you that I think because of Endgame and everything pointing up to Endgame, we're never. I don't think they're ever going to be able to replicate that, and nor do I think they should either, because if you try to, I think it is going to go in a downward spiral. But I enjoyed this movie. I really did. Will I watch it again? Yeah, absolutely. I'll watch it again. And
I've watched it twice, so
3.
Yeah, Megan's seen it 3.
Megan's seen it 3 times.
yeah, I might have to go this weekend. I don't know.
Right. Now, Angie, I just want to comment. You put in the comment section that the monster was the holder. That's a D&D reference, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I thought so.
You know, with me, all things are going to come back to D&D. Like, it's just any chance I can slip in a D&D reference, I'm going to do it.
Right. I heard that they could not call it that creature that's in there because of copyright issues.
Right.
So they had to give it another name in the movie, even though it's really similar.
It's not technically a beholder because the tentacles didn't have eyeballs on them. It was just one big eyeball with tentacles. So
right.
But I'm still going to call it a beholder.
Yeah, I don't remember them giving it a name, and I think they just
call it.
What did they call it?
I don't know. It's some kind of weird name or something like that. But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So.
But he said at the very, very beginning, and
right.
And it was very short, so like it's easy to miss.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
I mean, just
gargantuous. They had to change it from
S.
From S.
Sorry, Brian, I lost you on the S.
I'm confused.
That's all right. I love Brian coming in with the details. It's awesome.
He's leaving us
Oh, Sugar-Wrath.
Sugar-Wrath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sugar-Wrath.
I don't
Yes.
even know where
very
that comes from. So,
good. Stranger Things, isn't it?
oh, was that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Was it?
Well, it's from D&D, but they mention it in Stranger Things
oh, gotcha.
in the first season,
Yeah,
I think, or something like that.
In Stranger
I'm not
Things.
familiar with that one.
Oh, Stranger Things is awesome.
I've only seen the first season, even though 4 is about to come out.
Oh,
and
God.
Yeah, where's that?
H.P. Lovecraft. That's right.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
my son
that's
Jack
fine.
has the novels and stuff, the audio versions actually. So, okay, well,
All
all right, we got to move on. We got to move. I can't believe it's 45 minutes in, and we just now finished giving our scores.
All right, let's get into Doctor Strange.
All right, so I'm just gonna drop the hammer and let it roll right now of what I don't.
Now, disclaimer: we have not talked about this either.
We have not talked at all about this.
No,
yes,
this is another one that you and I have not discussed beforehand. So I had no idea going into this episode how you felt about this movie whatsoever. So
all right,
all fresh.
I love the movie except for one thing.
Yes, go.
I want my good guys to be good, and I want my bad guys to be bad.
Say that.
I've stated it in the past. I'm saying it again.
Even what did I tell you?
People can.
You were right.
Yes.
Mike was right. Mike called it because I said, "Nah, I don't think Wanda's gonna." Oh, spoiler alert, everybody! Just so you know, this is a spoiler-filled show.
Well,
I was talking with
huge build up to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And we went back and we rewatched WandaVision, and I said back then,
You
Steven,
did?
I think they're building up Wanda Maximoff to be the big bad in Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness.
And I was like, no, they're not going to do that.
So when we saw it on opening night, okay?
You're right.
As soon as it happened, I looked at Megan and I went, Steven is going to be pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah, we walked out of the theater and he goes, I knew it. I called it.
You did. Mike called it. You sure did.
Trailers.
Go, say that again, Megan. I'm sorry.
We only got the scene with her being like with the orchard clipping down the. That's the only scene that we saw her in the trailers.
Right.
So it's kind of that with the trailers. It was kind of.
Well, they were trying in the trailers, trying to make
it seem like he really was.
Like she was on his side trying to fight something else.
Well, and
they did a good job because it had me fooled.
Well, and then you had the line in the trailer, which they gave us in the film, of you speaking to Doctor Strange, you are the only threat to the multiverse, and was it? I think Reed Richards says that to him in the film. So, spoiler alert: Reed Richards is in it,
right?
But yeah, so they kind of made it look sound like in the trailer that Doctor Strange was actually kind of the bad guy. Because you've seen Zombie Strange, you saw clips of him, trailer. We saw Sorcerer Supreme Strange with the third eye, and he's looking very evil. Did a good job in the trailer of trying to misdirect. Right.
Yeah. I fell for it. I fell for it.
But I knew the buildup to this has always been Wanda. She has been the bad guy the whole time. So,
but did you notice in the trailer that they hid oh my gosh, my brain. The one that Doctor Strange was in love with.
Christine.
Yeah. Thank you. They hid her behind him when they showed the scene in the trailers. So you really couldn't see the third person. All you saw was him and America Chavez. And then you saw somebody behind Strange, but you didn't see who it was. So I think that was also a like, is that Wanda? Is that somebody else?
Another misdirect in the
yeah.
but I think we all knew American Chavez was in it.
Yeah,
we all knew it.
I
didn't know.
I didn't.
Well,
I didn't.
Okay, I'll be honest. Going into before, well, maybe because I watch a lot of stuff,
Trailers,
spoilery-ish stuff. I say because I try not to. I try to avoid some of the spoiler talk before the actual. Like I've been really staying away from a lot of Kenobi stuff right now. I don't.
Yeah, same here.
I don't want it to mess with my head when I go into it.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor Strange, I did see some spoilerish stuff, but I didn't go overboard with it. So I knew American Chavez was in it, and I knew just a little bit about the character, not a whole lot. So
you knew about the thing that I was excited to see a reaction for.
Which was what?
What are you talking about?
The Illuminati.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah.
See, that was revealed in the trailer, though.
It was, and you knew Patrick Stewart was coming in as Professor X.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew all that, and I knew that because of the trailers. So the trailers revealed that the Illuminati was going to be a part of it. Now, I didn't know going into it what part of the movie we would see the Illuminati, which was kind of cool. That was neat, Yeah. So Megan got to see it on the Thursday night, and we all saw it on Friday night. So, of the release weekend,
opening weekend, okay,
opening weekend, and so Megan's sitting there, and it's getting to the point where the Illuminati's revealed, and they take Strange out in the cuffs, and I looked at her, I go, he's going to see the Illuminati, and she got ticked at me. She's like, how do you know that? Like, I knew the Illuminati was going to be in it, and I'm like, yeah, this is where it's going to happen. So she got mad, and she also got mad at me when I knew that Wanda was the big bad, and I'm like, but I've been saying that for months.
You had been, I'm losing it.
I didn't get mad at that.
You acted like it. You were like, you already know everything going into this movie. I'm like, I don't know everything, but I know quite a bit.
Right.
Still with us, Steven?
I don't know. Am I still with you?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It looked like it was about to lose it again. I'm like, Ratchet.
Oh my God, I'm totally using that from now on.
All right. So, yes, Mike, you did call it. You did say it. When at the beginning, when Doctor Strange goes to see her, you see the apple orchard. She says it's all real, and then as soon as she says America's name, I was like, oh no! And then they bring it right up. He goes, "Oh, I never told you her name," and then all of a sudden, the whole area turns that dark red, dead, color. Like,
Now, that's not where the movie opens. The movie opens in action, actually.
It does. It does. Sorry, I was just talking about the point where we see just culminating where you were right. It was at that point I was like, oh, gosh. Yeah, I got to tell Mike he was right.
I love the way the movie opens, and it throws it action. We have no idea what's going on, and I love that. It's like I didn't care why we were there. I just I liked being thrown right in the middle of the action.
Yeah.
It's like it's almost like watching a TV episode of something, and you're just immediately in the action in the TV episode. Don't know what's going on, but you feel like that's okay. I'll find out in a few minutes what's going on. I don't care right now. Just show me the action.
We really did quickly.
Well, yeah, we did. It found out very quickly, but I loved how it threw you into the action. We saw that opening monster. I loved the opening monster. I thought he was fantastic. I loved the fight montage with the monster, and the way he defeats him was just incredible.
Insane.
when he puts the light pole through the eye and then plucks the eye right out of it.
Oh, right. Now,
gross.
Oh,
So-
it's so cool.
when that occurred, and as the film progressed, my brain went to, because I had posted, on our Facebook page last Thursday. I said, "Hey, everybody, I've been challenged to do Steven watches horror movies and stuff like that."
Sam Raimi film.
And this is a Sam Raimi film. I'm like, well, does this count? As a horror movie? Because
No, this does not count.
it was
Not even
gritty.
close.
Oh,
But it wasn't horror. I mean,
No, it was
it
just
had
gross.
jump scares. It had gross stuff, eye sockets coming out. That's what I'm saying. Megan, you were saying something. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said Morbius fit into horror better than this one.
right. I agree.
Yeah.
And I don't think Morbius was a horror film either.
Now there were a couple moments though. I mean, we
Well,
had a couple creepy moments, like when she comes out of the mirror,
Oh, I love that.
and that was like what's his face from The Flash.
The Ring. Well, it was like The Ring. That reminded me of the horror movie The Ring.
Yeah.
But I was comparing it to Ragman on The Flash. Is what I thought.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was awesome.
It was cool. It
That
was
was-
cool.
Total
I
horror
was
moment.
just about
Right
to
there.
say.
It
Brian.
counts as a primer to Evil Dead. We'll get into that.
With Bruce Campbell. Yes.
Yeah,
we'll
I was
get
just about to bring that up.
I told Kelly, it's Bruce Campbell. She goes, I don't know who that is.
No, I'm used to him from Burn Notice. So as
Yep.
soon as I see him, I was like, Sam X!
Yes. I watched every season of Burn Notice. Love it. That's a whole
Right.
nother story.
I think I watched
Whole
it
nother
twice,
story.
But yeah.
What did you say, Megan?
I said, can we talk about the wedding though? And when the monster shows up and Christine and her stupid face when she's like annoyed because there's a monster, and it's like
Interrupting
you
her
can't
wedding.
control that.
Yeah.
Interrupting her wedding. I
thought
didn't
it was
notice
kind of
her face. I
Oh,
love how
she,
you
like-
said her stupid face.
Well, I don't understand.
She rolled her eyes. The husband was like, "Oh, that's awesome," and she's like, "Ugh."
Yeah, he's fangirling while she's over there going, really? You couldn't pick tomorrow?
Right. You're ruining my day.
Yeah.
I want to point out what I pointed out to you last night, that when his wedding, the outfit that he wears for the wedding, the suit, the
Oh,
red
yeah.
handkerchief is actually his cloak.
His cloak.
That was
I didn't
cool.
catch that either. That was cool.
I
I like
love that.
I like how he makes sure and finishes his drink before he jumps out the window.
Right? He's just like, here we go. And then he swigs it and it just goes off.
I'm not
Yeah.
wasting a good drink.
I mean,
Brenda said Bridezilla.
All right.
yeah.
I do that when I do weddings. I always tell the husband or the husband to be, I say, now listen, it's her wedding. You think it's partly your wedding, but it's not.
Oh, I knew that going in. So
It was good. So, all right. So the big monster, the eye popping out. Sorry, Mike, and we went on a tangent about, does that count as a horror movie? But okay, so it doesn't.
I loved that. I thought that was awesome. And then we immediately find out that that's a dream, which is weird because it's like, well, it's a dream, but it's not a dream.
Yeah.
You're right. I did like how they explain that in the movie.
Yeah,
That was cool.
because she's like, he said, wait a minute, have we met? I know you. And she's like,
and he realizes it.
yeah, he realizes, wait a minute, you were in my dream last night. And she said, that wasn't a dream. And he's like, well, what do you mean it wasn't a dream? And she's like, I was there. That happened. What you saw happened. And it's that moment that we realize, oh, that's part of the multiverse. So
Mhm.
what he was actually seeing in his dream is an alternate him
Yeah.
in a different universe. And yeah. And
Hey,
she was
just for the record, Brian, as my alter on the show, I was not dreaming about you. Just saying.
Or were you?
or was I?
Not that we're going to talk about anyway. Oh my God!
All right.
We're going to come back on the show now.
Right.
He's going to be like, "There's something wrong with you guys."
There's something wrong. An hour into the show, you need to listen. Anyway, so yeah, where she comes in and she's the whole concept of you're dreaming, you're actually visualizing, and they say that you're visualizing what another alter, another universe is going through. I did like how they explained that only certain people could do that. It wasn't like anybody and everybody could do that. They kind of set it up. Those who are powerful or powerfully linked could do that. And even with Wanda, I always thought that Wanda was like a nexus of the multiverse. What did I miss? I was in the other room, Brian.
I guess you'll have to listen to the actual episode next on Friday.
Right at the 1 hour mark.
Oh, listen to the whole episode, Brian.
You're right. That's what you get for leaving to the other room.
There you go.
No, I'm just kidding.
As long as you download it, I'm fine. Whatever. Anyway, go ahead.
So I always thought Wanda was a nexus point in the multiverse, but here
we talked about that a little bit.
We did, but in this one, it seemed like that
America Chavez is.
America Chavez is.
Yeah.
That she's the only one and she can go in between them all. I thought that was really interesting. And I did like that. And yes, in all openness, whether I did think that Wanda did make an incredible villain. Scarlet Witch made an incredible villain. Incredible villain.
And I kept saying that all along, Steven. You know, I do enjoy her as a villain. I mean, I like her as a good guy too. You know, she's interesting, but she's one of those characters that can go back and forth between them, and she is so powerful, you know. So just to make her, let's face it, the villains are more interesting. Let's just face facts. They always are. They're more interesting than our heroes. We love our heroes. Don't get me wrong, but
they're very one-dimensional.
I actually disagree. Your villains are good because they counterbalance your hero. You have to have the hero to have the villain. But the villains they are interesting. Well, good villains, you're right. They are interesting because they do counterbalance the hero, but I just don't like it. I want my good guys to be good, my bad guys to be bad.
Well, it reminds me of Loki. Loki can be good or he can be bad. Like, if you think about it, like he, you know, especially in the comics, like he flip-flops all the time. But that's what Wanda reminds me of, because I have read Loki in the comics and stuff. That's what she reminded me of in this movie, where, you know, there's times where you're like, okay, she's, you know, she's kind of good here. And then you watch and you're like, oh no, she's very bad. She's very bad. Like, it just, I don't know. If you look at it, you can look at it from all sides, in my opinion. But no, she did such a good job as a villain.
That's why I wanted you to watch WandaVision, Steven, because
thank you.
WandaVision, I knew that was going to be a huge buildup to this, and it gave so much background on her character that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't watched that.
Well, here's the thing. I will let me say this and let me clarify this. She made a great villain. They did a great job of explaining how she got there. So, of course, we've got WandaVision that talks about her grief and what her grief did. And she showed remorse at the end. You know, she didn't realize it. That still kept her good, even though you had said, no, she's a bad guy in WandaVision. You know, and I was like, yeah, but she didn't know, and the power of grief. And then we had that discussion about the end credit scene where she was with the Darkhold and she hears her kids. And I thought, okay, there's the grief of having lost her kids. And that's how I explained it to Kelly before we watched on our way to watch the film on Thursday night. I thought it was that theme was great in it. Megan, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, I think with Multiverse of Madness, she's definitely still in in her grieving process.
She is. You're absolutely right.
Totally.
And
I think
and I understood that she was grieving her kids. I get that. I understood that when they did the whole Darkhold thing, or where she, because I thought she's been in the Darkhold, and they've already mentioned that the Darkhold is not a thing to be messing with, and she was in it. And I thought, oh, she can handle it. And then when I saw the apple orchard turn into a dead zone, I was like, mother trucker.
Did you like practice these while you're off?
No.
Now, I would actually say she's moved out of the grieving. I don't think she's grieving anymore. Now we're just in flat out anger.
I don't know.
I
don't know about that.
Ages.
That's what I'm saying. But I think we've moved beyond the sadness, grief, and we are in flat out anger. She is
it's
just
partial denial. Too.
anger. Well, yeah. But
you never really go through the stage of grief. You're always up and down and back and forth. She was driven. Her grief, no matter how it was manifesting itself, was driving her. But also the Darkhold was driving her as well. Her alter Scarlet Witch, for lack of a better term. Because remember when Professor X went into her mind, and it looked like,
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah,
Wanda was trapped inside some rubble or whatever kind of a thing, and he was trying to help her get out. Now that was another horror moment, by the way. By golly!
Oh yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, definitely Sam Raimi.
That was creepy.
That was good. Yeah. So with that altar driving her, but that's what her grief had manifested. I think you're right, Mike. I think her anger, Megan, her denial, were like, I'm not facing that. I'm angry about this, and now I'm going to do whatever it takes to get my kids. And that's what I saw. And I thought, okay,
do whatever it takes to get my kids who never really existed, actually.
Yeah, that's true.
Not in this universe.
She created them.
Yeah. Because it takes me back to which, I mean, we can discuss this in a little bit, but for the most part, when she goes to the one reality, and she's fighting her alternate self because she's that desperate to get her kids.
Right.
So yeah, that makes sense.
It's funny. Brian posted, just as I was saying that, Brian said she's dealing with loss and just wants to get her kids no matter what.
Right.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. The kids that didn't really exist, because they're not really her kids. They're not real.
Right. Yeah. And
Brenda
Brenda said, regardless of who she hurts, even the other her or her kids. Now, I won't say she would hurt her other kids, but she would.
They pulled back from doing that.
Yeah, she wouldn't hurt her kids, but she definitely hurt herself, her other self,
to take her place.
She had no concern about her other self, and that is complete selfishness. That's all that's about. I'll do anything I can to get me my kids, what I believe are my kids.
Right. And Brian's right. I agree with Brian. In her mind, they do exist because
I agree.
They exist in another universe. So obviously, heck yeah.
Well, it goes back to WandaVision when, she was so sad that she created this life with Vision, and then she had her kids. She saw what she didn't realize she wanted.
Right.
And then she clung to that so much that now in her mind, like, well, they exist and they have to exist in my reality and nowhere else. Like, I feel like that's where she's at.
This also ties to House of M, because in House of M, the first panel in House of M is her giving birth to twins. And then immediately Professor X comes in and he goes, "Stop it. This does not exist. This isn't real. You've created all of this.
You're not really in labor and da-da-da-da-da.
You can't have kids," is what he tells her. Now they never really go into why she can't have kids or anything, but so
I took it though as her being experimented on. It messed with her.
It could be that I'm just saying in that storyline they didn't really explain.
They never explained it.
That could have been in a previous storyline that I haven't read yet too. Brian and I had both said after reading House of M, we had both kind of wished that we would have read Avengers Disassemble, because that's the story leading into House of M.
Oh,
Yeah, so we need to go back and read that.
I remember you guys saying that.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. In all fairness, Brian, if you're listening, here's what I said earlier. We were making a joke about alters, and I had said, we made the comment how in the dreams, in the other multiverses, that whole concept of, you're kind of actually seeing the life of your other multiverse self. And I said that my alter, Brian Ramsey, who was filling in for me, I'm just saying I didn't dream about you. And so that was the joke earlier. I felt bad. I was like, oh, I should have mentioned that anyway. So, all right. So,
Moving on.
Yes, so Wanda Scarlet Witch made an incredible villain. And the reason I say Scarlet Witch, that alter, is because she had said to herself, it won't be Wanda who comes for her, but it will be the Scarlet Witch. And I was like,
oh man, when she said that, I about fangirled out, because I was like, she finally said it. Oh my God. It was so
right. Yeah. So I thought it was, I just, it was good. She was a good villain. It did make a good villain for the show, for the movie, excuse me. And I did enjoy it, and I hated it because I really liked Wanda's character and her journey that she had been on. And I do understand that she went bad and stuff. What'd you say, Megan?
Cut out. It's storming really bad here, so I'm just letting you know.
It's storming?
Yeah, it's storming here, so.
Like, really bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if we lose connection, that's why. Just to let you know.
Okay. All right. Cool. Good to know.
Okay. So I'm just curious, what did you think of American Chavez? Because I know this is a new character, I think, to all of us, actually. I'm not huge in the Marvel universe, so I really just started to learn about this character. So I was curious what everyone thought about American Chavez in the film. And
I liked her.
So do I.
I liked her.
Interesting. I actually looked her up when we got back that night. I looked her up to see, because the name sounded familiar, and I was like, why does she sound familiar? But I knew she was new.
You looked her up. Made it sound like you're like going to call her or something.
Hi. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I looked up her information and everything, and it said she appeared one time, and I think it was 2009 or something. I can't remember the exact date. And then it looked like it was 2011 or something. I can't remember.
Mike is holding up his Marvel Encyclopedia by DK Books. I love what they do. New edition with an introduction by Stan Lee.
Yeah.
Ooh, how thick is that bad boy?
Okay. What did you say, Steven?
I said, how thick is that bad boy?
Oh my gosh, this thing is heavy.
It looks like it.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow.
See one too.
Brian is calling you a show off.
There's
you have the DC one too, new edition. DK.
Nice.
That one's
open up the Marvel one to America Chavez, and let me see what it looks like on the inside.
Yeah.
And I'll listen to us. Mike, do this now. Or being so commanding. Sorry. Please, will you open it up to a page so we can see what's inside?
But yeah, so anyways, I looked her up online whenever we got back from the theater, and it looked really, really cool. So I'm looking forward to them talking more about her and whatever, and more movies or shows or something, I'm really curious. She seems really awesome.
I want to know more about where she came from.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw something where it's an all-female planet or something like that.
Oh, so we're going to the universe.
Oh,
I'm not going to lie. It reminds me of
Wonder Woman, the mascara.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious if she came from the same planet or the same region. Not playing
Yeah.
it, but you know.
Hey, she must be so new that she's not in this.
What?
I'm not seeing her listed in here at all.
All right, well,
Brian,
just show me a
Google
page
wasn't
on
in
the
it.
inside because I like DK books. Angie, I didn't hear what you said. What'd you say?
I said, "Hey, God, I got to show this." Brian goes, "That's why Google wasn't in it."
Right.
Well, I like books too.
Ooh, that looks interesting.
Yeah, Scarlet
Look
Witch.
at that. That's cool.
That's pretty neat. Jelly.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
Gosh.
Yeah.
Well, Mike got his workout in today, everybody, holding that whole book for that long.
Oh my gosh,
Dude. Oh my gosh.
that's funny.
Oh.
But
No,
no,
I
I have to say,
I specifically got those for the show, though.
nice.
Nice.
You were saying, Angie?
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, but from what I've seen in the movie and what I looked up online, like she seems like a really cool character, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with her.
Mhm.
My only complaint is I don't like her name. It seems weird calling
Different.
somebody America.
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, America. I don't know. It just bugs me. It's like it's not a name. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
whatever.
whatever.
That's funny.
Roger wrote that right off.
That's
Yeah,
right. Got it for the podcast.
I think we got to start making money before we can start.
Oh, did
Uh-oh.
I think we lost them
we-
both?
We lost Mike and
no.
Megan.
I
we
hope
lost
that
Mike
doesn't mean
and
that I'm
Megan.
going. You're gonna be flying solo, Steven.
That's right. That's all right. Let's do this. Whoop whoop. Well, Angie, you're still on, but if you're gonna lose you, then
I
okay.
guess I'll have to be the geek regular in this one.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Well, everybody, if you're still with us,
it's storming pretty bad here, so I'm like,
is it storming
really
bad? Yeah. So I'm getting. Looks like I'm getting a text from Mike here. Let's see what it is. Oh no, their power just went out.
Yeah, I think Brenda just commented. Power went off, then back on,
and then came back. Oh, Mike is trying to call me. Hey, everybody, I'm going to put him on speakerphone. Everybody, you ready for this? Let's do this. All right, Mike, hang on a second. All right, Mike, I've got you on speakerphone on the podcast.
Sorry about that. Yeah, our power just went out. It came back on, but we're waiting for the server to boot back up. Megan, you want to go try and maybe start rebooting the server?
Yo, this has been a great episode, by golly. It's technical difficulties galore, but we're having a great time.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
This is awesome.
Brian, by the way, Brian says, oh no, Steven, who hates the multiverses, has to do this one alone. And then he says, oh, the irony, LOL. Oh my goodness. Everybody, thank you for joining us. We're just having a great time, and we're glad that you're here with us. This is hysterical. So I do America Chavez's character, I think Brenda says it's the wrath of the Scarlet Witch. I do like her character. I am interested. I did think it was kind of funny that her portals were a star, but I get it. That's out of the comics, right?
I guess. I don't know. Like I said, I've just learned about the character. I think that's just going with the whole American theme, you know. And her jacket was kind of red, white, and blue, and I think
and had stars on it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's fine. I don't have any issues with that. You know, my biggest issue was it just sounded weird calling somebody America because it just doesn't seem like a proper name. So that kind of a little bit, but other than that, her character is all right. She's just okay.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think I'd buy her comic book.
Okay.
Megan tried restarting the modem. We'll see if we can get connected again. Yeah. We're trying to get connected. I don't know what's going to happen.
That's all right. We'll hang for a little bit. It's great having you by phone. So it's just like we're having a podcast through a phone audio version itself. So
we're covering all the bases.
I went to restart the modem. It sounds pretty good through the phone.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So, oh yeah, Angie, they probably can't hear you. Sorry.
I got to make sure and get our recordings from Restream because, GarageBand right now is not picking anything up. In fact, I'm going to stop it.
Sure, I will make sure I get the downloads in. Everybody, we're doing technical stuff. We're doing our admin stuff live on the air too.
Brenda said, "It's just like old times."
She was okay. She wasn't my favorite part of the movie, but you can tell she was kind of the linchpin of the story. Because Wanda needed her in order to get across her evil scheme.
Yes.
Now it's interesting because in House of M, she didn't need anything like that. In House of M, Wanda is so powerful, she can actually affect all the multiverses.
So she was kind of a linchpin in the multiverses in House of M.
Right. Yeah. In House of M, Wanda is the linchpin, but in Multiverse of Madness, the MCU movies, American Chavez is the linchpin.
Yes. Well, she's what do they call that? The MacGuffin in storytelling?
Yeah.
I wouldn't call her the MacGuffin. I wouldn't call her the MacGuffin at all.
Okay.
A MacGuffin is an item that they are trying to get, an item or a person they're trying to get or get to that really is only there to move the story forward.
Oh.
So, like for instance, Raiders of the Lost Ark. The Ark is the MacGuffin in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because she had an important part there at the end, I will say.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
And all.
Yeah, she's the one who basically reveals to Wanda, well, I'm going to give you what you want.
She shows Wanda what everyone has said and lets Wanda actually
walk into that universe.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Until Wanda plays that out, she doesn't quite understand. You know what I mean?
What she's doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So there at the end, then when she realizes, she scared the kids, so they won't do anything with her. And then the other Wanda comes in and says, no, that they will be loved. I was like, oh, yeah, that's the Wanda I like. And, kind of thing.
That was a really good scene.
Funny thing is, that took me, I didn't understand what she said the first time I watched it. And then when I went and saw it with everyone, I understood it because I was paying attention closer, and I was like, "Oh, that's what she said." And Dad goes, "I didn't catch what she said," and I was like, "She said no, that they'll be loved."
Yeah.
There was a few times I was like, "Hey, I kind of need my
I want subtitles."
Subtitles at the movie theater.
Oh,
now they know how I feel.
Right. That's funny.
I'm trying to get back into Restream. I'll see what happens here.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's continue like this for right now.
Yeah, until you come up on the screen, we'll keep the phone going and stuff. So, by the way, Brian says America, the country, was named after a guy named Americo Vespucci, and then there's, and then he said there's an actress named America who was Ugly Betty. So there are people who are named America. Yep. Sorry,
I didn't know. I didn't know at all.
Right.
I can't connect to Firefox.
All right, just give it time. It's okay. So we'll wait a minute. So I will say this, that everybody, we're having an action-packed episode. Just saying. Plus, and the other thing is we're going super long because we're still playing catch up for me being gone for 2 weeks as well. I've got so many opinions to give. By golly. I'm just kidding.
So many.
Andrew's like, so many. So I will say there at that moment at the end where she realizes it, and then it was like Scarlet Witch then realizes what she's done, and then Scarlet Witch comes back and she goes back to the big temple, the Darkhold Temple, for lack of a better term. I can't remember what it was called. But she goes there, and then what am I trying to say? She goes there and then she realizes what she's done, and then she destroys the temple and therefore destroys the Darkhold in every multiverse.
Yep.
Yep. And Brian called that Mount Wandagore. Wandagore? Really?
Yeah, Wandagore, because it was made for her.
Wandagore? What is Mount Wandagore?
That was the temple at the end, because it was made for Wanda, though.
Oh.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, because it shows her picture or shows her statue there. And she said, I was meant to be here.
Restarting my computer.
Hang on a second. He's still talking. That's all right. You don't have to give me a play-by-play what's going on with your computer.
It's fine. It's fine. The light turned off in our room, and we thought the power went out again.
Oh no, you're okay. Yeah.
So anyway,
that's funny.
No, I did want to talk about the scene in the temple or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's where you're at, you want to go on with that.
Yep. Megan's coming in.
She beat me in.
Hi, Megan. Welcome back.
I guess I actually have to unmute.
We'll wait a second and see what he's doing and stuff. So,
I just restarted my computer too. I'm trying to get Windows.
Certain Windows going.
I restarted mine before you. I don't think you can hear me unless.
Oh yeah. Here, hold on.
Well, I unmuted, but.
Nope, my mixer. Oh, Megan. Sorry, we're really technical crap now.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you guys do the technical stuff.
Mixer and then into the Wi-Fi plug down there. Hit the power button on the Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you on the phone for just a second.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry. Right. And turn that back on.
Sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody.
Right. This is funny. I don't think we've ever had any kind of. We'll just keep all this in the podcast.
There's a first time for everything.
Yeah, I mean, we've had technical difficulties before, but this is funny.
I'm just glad my electricity and everything has gone out.
I know you may be next.
Fingers crossed.
Gotta love shows. Oh, that's funny. So, the ending was good, but where she killed herself in it, and I'm like, oh man, is this how we're taking out Wanda?
I was a little mad about that. I was like, what? I was waiting for that redeeming arc where, like, she would realize what she did, and then all of a sudden the Scarlet Witch part of her would like be gone and all this kind of stuff. But when she killed herself and everything, I was like, really? Yeah, I was a little upset about that.
Brian goes, it's the multiverse again. There's a convergence of the universes.
That's funny.
Oh gosh. Brenda says that was the redeeming arc. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah,
she took her own. And then kept it because she was already tainted by the Darkhold. She was the only one who could destroy it. Because remember when the one lady came in, the one wizard came in and destroyed the Darkhold, and it took her out as well. So I get that. That makes sense. A little more sense and stuff now and all. So yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Hey, welcome back.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you now. Okay. I'll hang up the phone. I hear you, Mike. Yes. Right. Now, okay. So now my sound just went weird again. So I'll be right back. So you guys talk amongst yourselves.
I have no idea where we're at. So I was sorry. I was trying to get everything restarted.
We just started talking about the one lady that came in to towards the end.
Okay. So I
still don't know who the heck she is.
I don't know her name. Apparently
I thought somebody said Clara or something. Clara.
Where's Brian in the chat? Because I'm sure he knows.
Yeah.
There we go.
Charlize Theron.
Clea. That's what it was.
I believe she was a love interest for Doctor Strange in the comic books.
Okay, that makes
So-
sense now. That
so
makes
yeah.
sense now.
Yeah, they did not. They didn't give any clue in the film of who she was.
No.
So if you don't follow the comic books, you wouldn't know her at all.
What?
Dormammu's niece. Interesting. Oh,
Interesting. Okay. Okay.
cool. So if you all saw the movie and you had no idea who that was, apparently she's Dormammu's niece, and it looked like that's who they were kind of going after.
That's what it looked like. It looked like Dormammu's universe,
Right.
Yeah.
and
That's
all.
true.
So
And Strange was all on board. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah. It was like about time.
Can we go back to the temple though, where
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch was at?
yeah,
So
go for it.
something I wanted to mention about that. She sees the statue behind her, and she immediately says, this was built for me.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
After reading House of M, and Brian can confirm this, I don't believe that was meant for her. I actually believe that was meant for her mother. Her true mother. Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, now I see it. Yeah.
Because
The Scarlet Witch.
in the Marvel Encyclopedia, it reveals that Magneto actually is not their father.
Right.
We've been told that Magneto is the father to both her and Pietro, the two twins. But we find out when you read the encyclopedia, her real mother is someone else. That
Yeah.
the
I
woman
forgot
that
about
was with Magneto was not her real mother. It's somebody else. And her real mother actually went by the title the Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Which is where she gets their powers from. So I wonder if the statue is actually a statue to her mother, not her.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Mountain, by the way, it's Wondergore.
Oh, Wondergore.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I was saying
Makes more sense.
Wandagore.
I was like,
Gore.
well, I mean, she said it was for her, so
Now if it was Wanda Gore, yeah.
that's funny.
Yes. Yeah.
Weird.
Brian just
Weird.
commented in the comics, that's where she was born and raised by a sentient cow. Go figure.
Ooh, that's utterly ridiculous.
Oh my god! Great. Now we're doing dad jokes.
Oh my god. We are moving over to 3 Geeky Dads.
we are moving over.
Oh, no.
Ouch, it hurts.
Oh my god.
Stop. It hurts.
Moving on.
Wait a minute. Was that
Wriggling this back.
Right? Look, I'm just trying to milk these jokes as much as I can.
Brian, save us.
Oh God,
You're our
Brenda.
only hope.
Brenda, that was a great one. Brenda said, "Cud it out." Yeah, yay, Brenda.
my head's gonna explode.
God.
It's getting bad. It's getting really bad. Okay, anyway. Yeah, Brian.
All
said
right,
that's
moving on.
his job.
Brian, that's my job.
Yeah, he normally does the bad dad
Oh,
joke.
jeez.
Oh gosh, here's another one from Brian. Here he goes. He goes, I can't. I'm out to pasture.
Oh my god.
At least that one's a little more subtle and less on the
Right,
nose.
right.
All right. Well, that was what I wanted to reveal, was the fact that Wanda's mother was actually the original Scarlet Witch.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I forgot about that.
I just question whether that statue was actually to her or to, because if you look at the statue, it doesn't really look like her costume either.
That's
it looks
true.
like a version of her costume,
That's true.
Mhm.
but it doesn't look like what she's wearing. So it looks a little more like classic comic book
Yeah, good call on that. Good call.
witch. So I just wonder if it's actually supposed to be her mother,
Hmm.
which I think would be cool if they brought that up in the movie somewhere.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I don't know if y'all saw my comment, but I don't think Wanda's gone forever.
Oh,
I don't think she is
no,
either.
definitely not. That version of her is gone.
I don't even know if that version of her is gone.
I don't know about that.
Really?
Yeah.
Because we did see a red flash as the
we
tower
did.
came
I
down.
missed that.
Yeah, so did I. Huh. See? There's a reason why we keep you two around. Sorry, somebody had to say it.
I think hiding. She's going to be hiding somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a return very quickly. But
live her in peace kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's
but
tucked away somewhere for later times.
I think eventually we will see a return of Wanda Maximoff at some point.
Yeah.
Also.
And wait a minute. And it is comic books, and nobody really dies in comic books.
That's true. That's true. You keep reminding me of that.
Right. All right, Mike? What were other things that you wanted to discuss and talk about in the?
There's something Megan had too.
I just wanted to and talk about Wanda being a villain and stuff. I should have. I don't know when the interview was, but Elizabeth Olsen was doing an interview. I don't remember with who, and she had been asked about what her favorite Wanda story was, and she actually said the House of M was her favorite story, and then she made the comment, but I don't think Marvel will ever do that. It's a little too dark for them.
I think that was GQ because I think I saw the interview on YouTube.
But I mean, technically, if you go back and rewatch pretty much everything we've covered on this show,
they pretty much have.
Done. I mean, it's done differently and it's kind of out of place and stuff. But for the most part,
I feel like it was more subtle too.
Yeah, I think between our shows and and Brian and I covering House of M, I think you can see where it was buried.
Yeah.
Within WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness. You know, it's there. It's there. It's just not.
You got to look for it.
Yeah, it's not the whole full-blown story, but it's there. Right. And of course, we don't really get the death of the Avengers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Steven, are you there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you froze up.
You were so quiet and stationary.
I was
hard to tell.
Focusing. Yeah, I was focusing and listening. Sorry. Because I didn't see, I didn't read House of M, and so I was intrigued by your take on, that we did get the whole story of House of M in one shape, form, or another. That's what I heard you saying.
Right. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly it. Oh, great. Now we're having internet connections too. Issues.
But I mean, if you really, going back to like the subtlety of House of M, when Professor X was killed, in a sense, if you want to think about it from the comic, they make it look like he's dead. So like, I can kind of see how that translates over into the movie where she kills him, he's dead, whatever, because you don't know where he's at in the comic. So like, I can kind of see the correlation in a sense. I mean, it's kind of stretching, but
now in House of M, I question whether he's dead or not.
Right.
Brian and I discussed, they really don't tell you, because they go to quote unquote the grave.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really the grave. It's just kind of a memorial.
Right.
And Cloak actually enters it and he says, there's no body there.
Yeah.
So it's not
but it also makes you wonder, like he was in her mind palace and he was killed. Right. So is he really dead in real life? Is that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
Now, okay, over on the MCU side of things, I think he might be dead. I think that's a possibility because I think Patrick.
But that was 818 or whatever, or 800
something.
81 or 661.
No, 616 is
838. Was it 838?
Yeah, right. That's true. That is in a different universe, and maybe
Yeah.
and all I was saying is I think Patrick Stewart as an actor is getting ready to retire.
Yeah, you could tell he's pretty much done with that. But still, like the idea of him technically being dead, technically not. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know there's different multiverse versions of him that are not dead. I'm not saying that, I'm not saying the character in a whole is just completely gone, that we won't ever see him in the MCU.
Right.
Schrodinger.
But you think that version of him actually did die?
Schrodinger's Professor X.
Nice.
Is he in the box or is he not in the box?
That's funny.
That's good. I like that.
That was still a scary
they killed
scene.
off a lot of people in this movie, and that's why I gave it a 7. So I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. All right. We're gonna have to go there. So
hey, I'm just saying.
She's mad because they killed off Peggy Carter. That's all she's mad about.
I love me some Peggy Carter, and they did not give her enough screen time, in my opinion.
It was probably my favorite cameo. Was her as was it Captain Britain? Is that
Captain Britain?
Schrodinger's multiverse.
Schrodinger's
multiverse. Captain Carter, not Captain Britain. Captain Carter.
That's right, Captain Carter.
Yeah, I had to look at my thing over here.
So that was my favorite. There you go. What if Marvel's Captain Carter? Excellent.
Oh my gosh, they did so good on her. Even the
shield.
It was
everybody.
So
Angie showing up or is showing the figure on the screen is what it is. So those who are catching us by audio, and and even with the price tag on there, that was expensive.
Just a little bit.
It's a Marvel.
It was worth it. It was worth it.
No, it was funny when we saw the movie in the theater, and when Captain Carter she does the line, "I can do this all day."
I loved it.
Angie's like, "Yes!" And then
immediately, not even like 2 seconds later, it was like,
and I was like, chopped her in half with her own.
I was so mad.
And I go, must have been a short day.
He's like, is she though? And I was like, too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah. I was so mad. I was just like,
yep, and she's dead 10 seconds later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made me mad.
Yeah.
Right.
I liked what she did to Black Bolt too. That was great.
Oh, that was hilarious. Oh my god.
That reminded me of The Matrix and an old Twilight Zone episode.
Ooh, yeah.
Or the movie. It was from the movie. Twilight Zone, the movie, the first one, I think.
Yeah.
And
the kid that sends people to the cornfield. Yes.
If Reed Richards hadn't said anything and he would have just spoke first, there might have been a different outcome.
Sure, because Wanda wouldn't have known.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't have opened his mouth.
Yeah.
So the smartest man in all the universe isn't so smart,
is he?
The
dumbest thing in that situation.
Right.
Yep. At least in that universe. Like
they made a big deal. He's the smartest man in our universe. Well, apparently your universe is stupid.
Yeah.
No, now wait a minute. Let me defend Reed Richards here for just a second. Plus, John Straczynski, the actor, I was excited to see him playing Reed Richards. I thought that was great.
For every Office fan out there, they were geeking out.
So so Brian Ramsey said, and from the Charlie X episode of Star Trek. So there's a Star Trek episode. I don't remember that episode off the top of my head. But here's the thing about Reed Richards. Good guys always give a heads up. Because why? Because they're like, we've got a code. I've got to warn you. If you continue in this,
happens.
Megan, I can't hear. What'd you say?
Let Steven finish. Go ahead.
All I'm saying is that the good guys always have to say, it's like coming into, hey, we're coming in, kind of a thing. Or, if you have a gun, you have to tell people, wait, stop right there, stop, kind of a thing. hey, you need to stop where you are, or we're going to have to use mouth face here, Bolt, whatever his name was, thing, which I just thought was weird. I just thought that was a weird. I'm not familiar with that character, and
Okay.
Go ahead, Mike. I'm done.
So,
I'm done ranting.
I was waiting. I was patiently waiting. Okay. So I'm going to quote Dark Helmet, and Dark Helmet from Spaceballs. He said,
I know what you're gonna do.
The dark side is better than the light side because the light side is stupid. The dark side always wins. I know the quote's not. I haven't watched it in a while. So.
Brian says, speaking of Star Trek, it was a nice coincidence to see Anson Mount, the guy who played Black Bolt, and Patrick Stewart in a scene together the same week. Both of their Star Trek shows were on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's a good call. That's a good call, Brian. I have not watched the. Well, anyway, never mind. That's a whole nother subject, a whole nother Star Trek stuff. So, all right, here's the dealioso. So continue with your Spaceballs because the light side is stupid.
Oh, that was it. That's it. The dark always defeats the light because the light is stupid. And this proved it. This just totally proved it.
I mean,
that's true because Wanda never did have a monologue, a villain monologue.
No, she sure didn't.
She didn't. Not once.
She's one of the smarter bad guys.
Right.
She just was like,
bad guys go on these big long monologues and crap like that, and she's just like, no, right. I'm just taking you out. I'm getting rid of you.
And I love that she didn't even let him finish. She was just like, yeah. I ain't got time for that.
And it was fine until he was like, oh, well, because the first thing is like, I don't want to hurt you type thing. That's fine.
Right.
You don't tell
why you want to hurt. Yeah.
Manipulate reality.
Yeah.
How the power works.
Yeah. Well, it comes back to Dark Helmet.
I mean, you're not wrong, Mike. You're not wrong.
Right. Well, hey, let's do some final thoughts and stuff because we're running almost 2 hours in. So
yeah. This has been one of the craziest episodes we've ever had.
This has been one of the craziest episodes we've ever had.
Top 5.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Final thoughts. Who wants to go?
Ladies first.
Oh, okay, I'll go. Final thoughts, 7 out of 10. If they didn't kill off Peggy Carter, I know that there's multiple hers in the universe, but I love my Peggy Carter. If it wasn't for that, it would have been 10 out of 10. But that knocked it down a couple notches.
Right. Roger says, I'm surrounded by a-holes. That's also from
Spaceballs.
Yeah.
From Spaceballs, yes.
Yeah.
Another great line, by the way. Okay. Megan.
But yeah, so I'd give it 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5. But I had an issue with that. And I had an issue with the fact that they technically killed off Wanda. You know, how she killed herself and everything.
I think that.
I think they could have done that a little bit differently, but that's just me.
Gotcha.
I know, but it was the fact that she killed herself. I'm like, I don't know. But anyways.
It was a self-sacrificing thing.
I know.
Yeah, it was her redemption.
Yeah.
I know, but still.
That's really
which makes for a good story, Stephen.
It does make for a good story. Well played.
That's
all right, Megan, give us your what's your final thoughts?
I still stick with 9 out of 10. I absolutely adore the movie. I've seen it 3 times, and I definitely will watch it more. I still want to probably, when it comes out, watch the first one and then watch that one right after it.
It's not a bad idea.
Because Morty was important to know about for rewatching, and I want to do that. But yeah, still, I adored it, and I love Doctor Strange. I think he's fantastic. Still should have said no shit, Sherlock.
Yes, and that's the other reason why I gave it 7 out of 10.
Right.
Fair.
Fair. All right. I will continue with my 8 out of 10. I enjoyed the film. I thought it was good. Here's a scale for you. Should I buy it? Would I be willing to buy it digitally at 4K, or should I just wait till Disney Plus has it? That's tough for me because I really enjoyed it that I'd be willing to buy it on 4K.
Yeah.
That's tough for me.
It is. But if I'm on a budget, I got to wait till Disney Plus. Just saying. And guess what, everybody? I'm on a budget.
Understandable.
But I enjoyed it. I loved all the cameos, all of them. I will say Captain Carter was my favorite cameo. I was traumatized that her shield went right through her and she was cut in two. I was like, oh, man. Still Sam Raimi, though. That was a Sam Raimi moment still again. Kind of a thing. And I enjoyed Reed Richards. The way he went out was what, kind of a moment. That was scary. Well, the whole thing with Wanda or Scarlet Witch was scary stuff. I loved Wong in it, or what the Sorcerer Supreme. I loved the joke. You have to bow. I did enjoy that, and it was a nice.
Awesome.
That's an ancient tradition, right?
Right, and I did enjoy that from the end where Strange bowed to. I thought that was nice. And it was just made for a nice ending. And I will watch it again in the theater.
In Strange's defense, I will say the same thing that Megan said when we watched it last night. When he says that to Strange, they are in the middle of a battle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, really?
Right.
So you expect him to bow to you in the middle of a battle?
Right.
Right.
That's a little narcissistic.
It was just done for joke's sake, but yes, I agree.
I know, but I'm just saying that's slightly narcissistic.
The first time he mentions it.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Literally in the middle of a battle, and it's like.
And don't get me wrong, I love Wong.
We're busy.
Wong is a fantastic character. He is one of my favorites in Doctor Strange. So.
Yeah.
I'm not
anyway,
Wong. I'm just saying that it's just
fantastic.
a bad time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Sorry, I didn't mean
all right. No, it's all good. I'm good. Mike, it's all you, my friend. What's your final analysis?
I'm going to stick with my 8. I really enjoyed the film. I like Cumberbatch as Strange, and I think he really embodies the character so well.
Yes.
I could barely imagine anybody else in that role.
Yeah.
So he's won me over. I really enjoy the character. I thought the movie was very good. I don't understand some of the hate that's going around about this movie. I think it was a fun, fast-paced, action-packed movie.
Yes, it went fast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and that's what I want out of a Marvel film.
And it had the normal amount of Marvel comedy.
Yes, it had.
Yeah.
It had.
So I don't know why everybody's hating on it. It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't quite get it. I just don't quite understand it. So one thing we didn't talk about, we did have another cameo that we probably should mention. We had what's his face from
Bruce Campbell.
Yes, we had Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, we forgot all about that.
Right. Which was a great cameo. Now, disclaimer, I've never actually watched Army of Darkness. But
man.
So if you have not watched the movie, you need to stop the podcast. You need to go see the movie and then come back and listen to the podcast. So with that said, we get a moment with Bruce Campbell. He comes up to Doctor Strange and he's first giving Doctor Strange a hard time because in that universe, Doctor Strange is dead. Yep. And he's like, what are you, some kind of cosplayer or something? Did you steal this from the Strange Museum? Blah, 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 blah. And then Strange puts a hex on him. And it makes him start punching himself. Yeah. Which is just freaking hilarious. But the nice connection is, from what I found out, Bruce Campbell in Army of Darkness, his hand gets possessed.
And he starts
trying to kill him.
Yeah, I forgot about that, actually.
Cutting his hand off is what he did. So, I thought it was great. Oh, it was Evil Dead 2.
I was going to say, that didn't sound like
I thought it was Army of Darkness, but it was Evil Dead 2. Sorry.
No, I was thinking Evil Dead 2 as well. And as you were saying it, But yeah, I forgot about that part because he does his hand gets possessed by the whatever it is, and he starts attacking him and all this other kind of stuff. So yeah. Yep. And then he gets the chainsaw.
Then he cuts the hand off and he replaces it with a chainsaw. Exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. Which was awesome.
Okay, so I didn't know my movies. That's because I haven't seen those films yet.
You said it right last night.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, I will stick with an 8. I really enjoyed the film. I like it. I would recommend this film. I would.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also recommend that you definitely watch Doctor Strange 1. I got Dr. Fate on the brain because I want to see Dr. Fate. Anyway, I would definitely suggest that if you haven't watched them previously, watch Doctor Strange 1, and if you got the time, watch WandaVision because I think it adds a lot to this film.
You can watch the last 2 episodes and be fine.
Even
WandaVision's great. Watch WandaVision. and if you want to go for a deeper dive, read House of M.
Yes.
So
if I was to put it in order, I'm gonna be honest. If I was to put it in order, I would do Doctor Strange 1, WandaVision, House of M, and then watch. That's how I would do it.
That would work.
Because that ties in nicely, and
which is the way our podcast went too, anyway. So, and then you can go back to listen to each of our episodes for the
That's right.
Road to Multiverse Madness.
Yeah.
We probably should have put a blog post on our website that puts our things in order. So you can go to our website and we've got them all in order.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I almost forgot.
Ooh.
He's got it. All right. So everybody, if you're listening to the podcast, what Mike's doing, he's holding up a poster that he got from the theater.
Nice. I need one of those.
Well,
he'll get you taken care of.
The great thing is we have a few of these.
Nice.
And I was thinking we could give a couple away.
Hey.
As prize. So
I like it.
We didn't discuss how we were going to do this, though.
That's right. So we'll let you know.
All right. Yeah. So next episode.
TBD.
To be worked out.
Yeah. So yeah, next episode. All right. I think that's a wrap.
This was good.
Sorry, my brain went to hearing Admiral Akbar say, "That's a wrap." Sorry.
That was funny.
Oh, what'd you say, Megan? You cut out.
We need that as a sound clip.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That's a wrap. Mike, are you frozen? You look frozen, just like I was frozen before.
I was looking for something, but
he's deep in thought.
He's trying to find it. He's trying to do technical stuff on the fly, and I admire that because he's done it well at times. So,
oh my gosh.
Brenda says, "I want to rap." She goes, "I'm hungry."
Actually, rap does sound pretty good right now.
Yeah,
that's pretty funny. Well, I haven't eaten breakfast, so
No, I'm ready for a peanut butter jelly sandwich. By golly,
I can make you a smoothie that tastes like that.
Ooh,
we're really going off the
talk about this off the podcast.
Yes. Well, I thought you were trying to. I was trying to give you time because I thought you were trying to do some kind of fun technical thing.
I played it, but everyone talked over it. So,
it's a trap. It's a wrap. All right. Well, Mike. Hey, I'll real quick, everybody. Make sure you check out our website, 2geeksmike.com. 2geeksmike.com. Here, I'll put that up on the up here on the thing. So if you would check us out there, that's our hub for all cool things of Two Geeks and a Mike. Love it. You guys are doing a great job with that site, by the way. Kudos to Mike and Megan on that. If you want to contact us and with anything, please check us. You can email us at show@twogeeksmike.com, show@twogeeksmike.com. And please, would you please think about sponsoring us? That money does not go to pay for Mike's Lamborghini, like I say all the time, or Tesla. Maybe I should say Tesla, kind of a thing.
Yeah, today I guess I need a Tesla.
But our Ko-fi page, 2geeks or Ko-fi, ko-fi.com/2geeks. And I like it. We've set up tiers now. So we have tiers of support, $2, $5, and $10 a month. We are building that. So just so you know, all the extra stuff. And $2 gets you access to the Discord server. I would encourage you to check that out because I think we are going to try to do we're going to talk after this podcast, everybody, to discuss what kind of watch party we can do or want to do and those kinds of things to get that up and going. And love to have you join us. Just $2 for that. And that really is paying for the podcast hosting. It pays for the restream. And by golly, it does not pay for our poopy internet services that we're having for this episode too, by the way. So
not yet.
It's gonna have to be a higher tier so we can get some better internet.
Yeah.
Right. So we are working on some stuff and would love to have just get your input on what things you would like to see as well. Because we are appreciative of those that are supporting us. And it has been a great ride building all of this. And we've had a great time with it. So we continue to do so. So I'm looking forward to what the future may bring. Also, don't forget that I will probably release the first podcast on Steven Watches a Horror Movies next week. And that is Ko-fi only, even at the $2. So any and every level, you'll get that. We're going to give you the RSS feed. That's not going to be posted on any service. We're going to give you the RSS feed for that stuff. So, all right. Well,
and we have our 2 Ko-fi only classic sci-fis on there, and we've got one coming up soon. So,
yep.
Yes. Yeah.
All things.
Okay. I won't say which one it is. I won't say which one it is because we haven't agreed on it yet. Have we agreed on it?
Well,
which one are we doing then? So I know I got it on my watch list.
Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah.
But the old one, right?
Yeah, the original.
The original.
Okay, that's
the
right.
No, I'm just kidding.
The original. You mean we're not watching the Marky Mark version?
Oh heck no! I hope I never see
no.
that movie again.
I've never seen it, so
Disaster.
I know. I'm just joking.
That was a disaster. Don't watch it.
I like Marky Mark. Don't get me wrong. He's a great actor, actually. But that movie sucked.
It was horrible.
Yeah. If we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it like the 3 Geeky Dads, and we'll do a drink till it's good.
Oh,
yes.
That's the only way I'm gonna do that.
Join Ko-fi, and you can watch us drink till it's good.
Right. Oh my goodness.
We stole the 3 Geeky Dads thing.
We'll come up with a different thing. We're not gonna call it that. So
again. All right.
That's been
well. All right. Well, with that, Mike, I will let you sign us out. Thanks, everybody.
All right. With that said, over and out, and Excelsior. Thank you for joining us today on the 2 Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,